God damn it. This light takes forever even if you're in a car. There we go. So guys, I might have messed up. I had one of those situations where after thinking of all the prior events, I might have made my girlfriend think that I was going to propose to her. So hear me out, I'll give you all the details. So for those of you who don't know, the Harley Davidson Iron 883 does not come with a rear seat. My girlfriend wants to ride very, very, very badly. So I told her, more as a joke more than being a dick, if you want to ride with me, you're gonna have to buy the seat, because they're not cheap. I mean, if you get the little pylons that go on the back, whatever, those are pretty cheap. Those are only like 50 bucks or whatever, but the actual like 2-up seats, they can get in like the $400, $500 ranges. Pretty sure that was not first. Sorry, clutch. So I told her, you can buy the seat if you want to ride that bad. She was gonna do it, but it's been about 3 or 4 months or so and she still hasn't bought it, and I wanted to ride too, because if she's not riding, I mean, unless I'm going to work or something, I'm not riding. So I said, screw it, why not? I have some extra cash, I'll just go ahead and buy it and surprise her with it. So I bought it and I told her, hey, I got you a surprise. Well, I can't tell you what it is because that's what a surprise is. So I get online and I get on JP Cycles. It was one of the very few places I could find it. That's the only reason why I went with that. Not a huge fan of that website. So I go on there and I purchase it, and a day passes by, no email confirmation, no money taken out of my account, nothing. So I'm like, okay, well, it was just after the Memorial Day sale, so I figured they're probably just backed up. Not gonna worry about it. If it was a Wednesday or Thursday after Memorial Day, I get a call and it's their customer service saying that there was a problem with my payment. I said, turns out I accidentally used the wrong card. My bad. So they get the number of the right card and they say they charge it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. After a few days go by, still nothing. I don't have an email confirmation. I don't have anything. Don't have a tracking number. So now I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed. I give them a call and I say, hey, I purchased this on Wednesday, technically, even though I put in the order on Tuesday. They didn't clear the card, or they didn't process the order till Wednesday or Thursday. Well, what happened to my order? So they look up my order number and everything like that, and once they pull it up, they say, well, your screw shipped, because I ordered one of those little thumb screws where you can take the seat on and off without having to have a screwdriver with you. But this other item that you got, they actually make them to order and it can take 4 to 6 weeks for it to ship out, which causes a small problem because I really wanted this for 4th of July, which is less than a month away at this point. So I get a little upset at that point and I go, so why don't you let people know that this takes 4 to 6 weeks? I mean, that's the only reason why I ordered it from you guys and not straight from the company is because they build them to order and it takes 4 to 6 weeks. They're like, well, it says right on the order page that it does take 4 to 6 weeks. I had the order page up and sure enough, it does say it usually ships in 4 to 6 weeks. Felt like a dick. Ooh, a boosa. And a little sporty. Fuck it, I'm going. Don't give a shit, you're stopped. Ah, fuck. So I apologize to the nice lady. And that was event number 1. Event number 2. A few months ago, I brought my girlfriend a promise ring because financially, I mean, I'm very secure. I do very well for myself, but I don't feel like I'm in any sort of way to... So you might notice, whoa, it's a different day, you're wearing different clothes. What happened? Well, my GoPro decided to take a shit on me and stop recording after next amount of time and then just shut off. But no worries, I remember where I left off. I'm gonna go ahead and continue the story. So financially, I'm in a very good position. I'm comfortable, but at the same time, I don't feel like I'm in any position currently right now at this moment to spend thousands of dollars on a ring. But I did want her to know that We are in a position where I do take it very seriously. I do voice my opinions on wanting to marry her eventually, but me being the prepared person I am, I went ahead and asked her, and this is where I really messed up, if and when I do buy the ring, do you want one in the same style as your promise ring, or do you want a more traditional, you know, gold and diamond type? Because the promise ring I got her was freaking badass. She's definitely not your average girl when it comes to, you know, the nice purses and the pretty rings and the expensive jewelry, blah blah blah. Like, for example, she hates the color pink. She'd prefer to wear black over pink any day. She's not a tomboy by any means. She just is, I guess, more badass than regular girls. So I asked her, if and when I do buy the ring, would you want something cool and black? And she goes, well, it's funny that you asked that. I was actually thinking about it the other day, and I really don't want a real diamond. I just want something like one of the laboratory made diamonds, or just something that just looks similar to a regular diamond. So I was like, all right, cool, that's gonna save me some money. Oh, right here, and this one. Good job. Want to stay over here, over in this one. All right, cool. So it was at that moment I realized that those two events in conjunction with each other might have made her think that I was going to propose. So I get a secondary opinion from my coworker, who happens to be female. She goes, oh man, you messed up. She goes, you better not ever take her to anywhere nice. Which sucked, because I was actually taking her out to dinner that very next day. Completely unrelated, we were just going out. So on the way out to the restaurant, I tell her, I pretty much just come clean to her and tell her like, hey, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. You know, I love you and all, but I'm not going to propose to you. So I ended up telling her about the seat, you know, ruin the whole surprise because I'm a dumbass. But this is how cool she is. She was equally, well, probably not equally, I'm not going to go that far. She was extremely excited about getting the seats because she knows that once we get the seat, we'll be able to ride a whole lot more. Hey, that's my neighbor. So she knows once we get the seat, we'll actually be able to get to go out and ride together and go to the bike nights and all that fun stuff. So she's super excited about that. So I said earlier in the video how I was hoping to get that seat in by the 4th of July. The reason for that is I'm actually going to a little town out in West Texas called Sanderson, which is where I grew up. Population about 800 people. It's in the middle of freaking nowhere, and I'm not talking about like the middle of nowhere like a lot of people say like, oh, I go to a small town and like the town's like 10,000 people and like the next city is like 15 miles away. No, I mean small town. Population 800. My graduating class was 17 people. We actually were such a small school that we play what's called six-man football, which if you've never seen it, I suggest you look it up. Shorter, it's only 80 yards long instead of 100, and I believe it's 10 yards wider. So a lot of the plays are swing plays. Everyone is an eligible receiver, which is awesome. So you can have a center hike the ball and go out for a pass route. And there's not a lot of the illegal hit rolls like there are in 11-man. Leg hits are pretty much free game. Blind hits are pretty much free game. So you get to see some pretty badass hits. Anyways, I don't want to get off track. We're going out to Sanderson for 4th of July, which for Sanderson, 4th of July is the holiday. Like, that's the holiday that everyone goes back to town for. That's when they have a lot of the class reunions. They have a big parade and a bunch of cool stuff like that. And they have a street party in front of the courthouse. They block off the roads and they have a big dance and everything. And about a month ago, I actually went and visited my girlfriend's hometown, which is actually Fort Madison, Iowa, which of course is not anywhere close to Texas. That's how you can tell I'm from San Antonio. I've got my 2 orders and a bottle of Big Red in there. So with being out in Iowa, I got to experience the whole hometown thing. I got to go meet a bunch of her friends and see where she grew up, and it was really cool. And now she's equally as excited to do that with me out in West Texas, so it's going to be pretty exciting. And it's also an area of Texas where she's never been to, so the landscape's a lot different. It's out kind of, I wouldn't say mountains, but it's a mountainous region. It's just on the edge of the Chihuahuan Desert, right on the U.S.-Mexico border. So she's going to get to experience quite a culture shock when we go out there. The only thing I'm worried about is the weather. July in Texas, for those of you who are not from here, it's how can you say it, sucks dick. It's hot as shit. You're definitely looking at 100 degrees plus almost every day. I mean, right now it's June 16th and it is 95 degrees at 1:30. So yeah, it gets toasty here. But I ordered some nice long sleeve dry fits to keep the sun off me and the wind on me, so hopefully that'll work. Well guys, sorry for breaking it up into 2 different days, but hopefully the story kind of ran together and you were able to follow it. Speaking of following, follow me on Instagram. It's my most active social media page. I'll go ahead and put a screenshot up on the screen right here. As always, like, comment, please comment. If you like something, say you like it. If you hate it, say you hate it. I gotta go to work, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys next time.